The Strengthening Civic Advocacy and Local Engagement Scale Project hosted its third National Organizational Development Summit with a theme, Driving Change and Innovation for Organizational Resilience and Performance. This hybrid summit focused on two main goals, change and innovation.
It's both an honor and a privilege to welcome every one of you to the third National Organizational Development Summit. This year, our theme, Driving Change and Innovation for Organizational Resilience and Performance, resonates with the rapid advancements in technology and artificial intelligence.
It's a great honor to convene this gathering of distinguished stakeholders from government, from civil society, the private sector, and other critical sectors. Our agenda includes exploring how these civil society organizations, such as ourselves, can remain resilient amidst dwindling donor funds, identifying new opportunities for organizations, assessing the preparedness of local entities.
For more than 4 years, SCALE has empowered over 170 civil society organizations across Nigeria, enabling them to improve their internal capacity and expand the reach of their advocacy work with the end goal of improving the daily lives of Nigerians.
This gathering is an opportunity to celebrate and enhance the vital role of civil society organizations and business management organizations as architects of positive change, advocates for inclusive growth, and voices for the voiceless in our society.
Since its first meeting in 2022, the annual OD Summit has evolved to a platform for effective networking, learning and collaboration to drive positive change within CSOs and BMOs and foster stronger CSOs network across Nigeria.
This conference is an opportunity to further enhance your skills, share experiences, and foster collaborations that will strengthen your impact. And personally, I think the greatest takeaway or the greatest opportunity that this conference, gives to us is the power to actually create our own development. So it's going to be for us, by us.
We need to do better to let people out there, especially in the public and private sectors, understand what we do. And for them to really understand what we do, that's where organizational development comes in. How are organizations structured? How strong are our systems? How strong have we become? How are we influencing social change meaningfully, constructively?
We believe that the scale Palladium has added value to what university education should be.
The 2024 summit, organized by Palladium in collaboration with the Ford Foundation, Sterling One Foundation, and Spaces for Change, drew over 3,200 participants globally, including donors, foundations, private sector organizations, civil society organizations, business membership organizations, organizational development experts, and emerging organizations, providing a platform for sharing learnings on the constantly changing donor landscape and innovation as a strategy for adaptation for organizational resilience and performance.
Organizations are living systems or structures with characteristics similar to living organisms. They are born when we create them, they grow when we nurture them, and they can die.
One great aspect is the keynote speech, which clearly told us about some organizations that are very, very popular at some point, who had a lot of impact, but because they didn't take learning from system strengthening, they are no more.
Now, change is a continuous process, and one of the things that we need to do to survive is that we must adapt. We must adapt to our changing environment, and then we come out with innovative ideas to continue to innovate. There is no bus stop in innovation.
These conferences are good. I've always identified myself with the things you do. This is the beat of the civil society organizations. This activism is what I'm looking forward to seeing in a vibrant manner on a daily basis.
As an organization,
the agenda will be to solve problems, not to add to the problems, not to contribute to the problem, but to solve problems. So an organization that will set an agenda is an organization that comes with solutions, practical solutions. But to be able to come with practical solutions, one thing is imperative, and that is your ability to extract data.
Capacity development plans were developed for each of the organizations that were assessed. The component lead indicators were developed to be able to measure progress towards addressing those gaps that have been identified. And what we do annually, because it is an indicator that has to be reported before it's time for, we give a period of 12 months to provide support.
Specifically, the summit deepened stakeholders' knowledge pillars of organizational resilience and performance through evidence-based innovations, promoted strategic thinking on change and adaptation mechanisms for Nigerian CSO sustainability, and shared best practices and lessons from CSOs, BMOs through abstract presentations, panel discussions, and networking.
So one thing I learned yesterday was what Mrs. Victoria mentioned, that leave the trends alone, articulate and amplify what you do. That is in the small things are the door opener.
One thing I learned yesterday was don't be all over the place. Be focused on your thematic area and avoid the big things. Start from where you are.
One of the things that stood out for me was when it was mentioned that the strength of an organization is measured by the strength of the supposed wicked person in that organization. And this made much sense to me because last week we went for an advocacy, but the people at the gate there didn't understand what we were there for, and that totally defeated what we wanted to do.
I learned that organizational development is much more important than capacity building of individual staff.
What stood out for me, the realization that Nigerian government and even state governments can actually have a budget for CSOs development as it is done by other countries.
Some key outcomes from the summit include promoting CSOs' adaptation to change and sustainability in Nigeria amidst dwindling donor grants, unpacking the challenges and opportunities for Nigerian CSOs in navigating the donor landscape.
We have received feedback of people that have been able to come together to apply for resources as a result of the summit, getting to meet them. We have received information of people that have learned new things that they have taken into the organizations to strengthen the organizations. We've received information of people that have reached out to network that they may not leverage now, but leverage in the future because they see that they're really great resources.
The third National Audit Summit is focused on driving innovation, change, and also able to bring about resilience, the adaptability, the agility of organizations to thrive in a well-dynamic environment, and also with the understanding that we have dwindling resources.
Some of the NGOs we have in Nigeria believes that once you are doing not-for-profit work, you can't do anything that will also bring profit for you. So in this summit, they've been able to let us know that yes, we can actually go into social enterprise.
Institutionalizing organizational development and advocacy in Nasarawa State University, KEFI, as a sustainable product of the SCALE project.
Actually, this partnership started last March 2023, where we signed an MOU between us and the Palladium scale. We can see that that partnership has further developed into a kind of a certificate program whereby we have graduated some of the graduates of that certificate program. So the program actually is progressing and growing in leap and bounds.
This year, it has been phenomenal. The content has been so expository, extremely valuable for the ecosystem. I'm also very glad that there's a graduation this year. That's a major change from what happened last year.
Understanding the USAID localization agenda and the preparedness of Nigerian CSOs.
The great learning for me from this event is the need to look at the environment and see the trends, the need to focus on systems rather than capacity.
Showcasing innovation initiatives from Nigerian CSOs. establishing the role of artificial intelligence and innovation in the future of organizational development.
Innovation is just a tool to achieve your visions and the service area or your thematic area you are working on. So every NGO must understand, and that is what this summit is trying to drive at.
Coming to this place, we have really learned a lot, listening to various organizations, various panel sessions around AI, panel sessions around the resource hub, various panel sessions like that, and we've been able to learn a lot.
Deepening plenary private sector collaboration in CSO and BMO sustainability.
The previous two summits were not able to bring in government as such, particularly the legislators. But for me, it was nice seeing chairman of the Senate Committee on NGOs and the House of Rep Committee on NGOs attending this.
The OD Summit kicked off in 2022, and when we started, it was majorly the civil society organizations that were the most participants in the summit. There are some improvements in 2023, but 2024 had such an amazing turnout of participation from a diverse range of stakeholders. For me, it was the participation of the government in the summit that was the highlight, the key of it all.
The summit highlight was the graduation ceremony of 72 of our OD and Advocacy graduates with formal awards of postgraduate diploma degrees by the Nasarawa State University, KEFI.
As a result of this collaboration with Nasarawa State University, we not only have 4 postgraduate programs running in the schools, but they deemed our curriculum extensive enough to award a diploma to these SMEs.
The 2024 Hybrid Summit was graced by the Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, Speaker, House of Representatives, Honorable Victor Obuzo, Chairman, House Committee, Civil Societies and Development Matters, and Honorable Victor Ume, Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and a wide range of stakeholders, including but not limited to Microsoft, Google, the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, FCDO, Rotary Club, Action Aid Nigeria, MacArthur Foundation, and Plan International. The third National Organizational Development Summit facilitated valuable discussions and knowledge sharing, empowering participants to enhance their organization's resilience and performance in an ever-evolving landscape.
For the 2024 OD Summit, my major highlight is the quality of discussions that we are seeing. The right people are in the room. We are hearing some of those information we had in year 1, in year 2 of the summit. We are now seeing new players who are able to discuss qualitatively some of the expectations.
It's been impactful, it's been knowledgeable. As a founder, you also want to know the nitty-gritty of how to actually work in governance, also finances, also accountability. When it comes to everything put together in the foundation space, you want to be able to also hear and learn from others who have been there.
There are 3 key things that I learned as a take-home. 1, transparency in your work. 2, accountability. Do your work well so that others can know what you have done and follow steps. And 3, sustainability.
NGOs collect a lot of data and during the course of their work. Now they are beginning to use that as evidence in their work. But there's need to go further than that to publish their findings.
There are issues by the facilitators that were discussed, especially on the networking, the regulations of the CSOs organizations, and networking and collaboration with other CSOs.
Participating in Summit for me has been very, very enlightening. I mean, it has been an eye-opener. Listening to those people who have gone ahead as regards areas or people who have done those things that we inspire to do. And of course, getting to meet a whole lot of amazing people, getting to meet people that you realize that you can collaborate with, you can work with, even outside of this space, has just been awesome.